Hey everyone! Well, we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we have a top fails video. As always, we have a variety of different videos of just different MLMers, some not MLMers anymore, just doing what they do best, and that's usually trying to recruit people, trying to pump up how exciting and wonderful their business is. All of that. I think we know what a top fails video is at this point, so with that short intro out of the way, let's get started into reacting to these videos.
Myth number 2 when it comes to network marketing is that only the people at the top actually make money. And here is the reality. When you are looking at any business, there was always the CEO, there was always somebody at the top, and then you have your C-suite, you have all those people underneath. And yes, the people at the very top end up making the most money. The same thing can be true in a network marketing business.
So, she talked about the first myth. I believe she said the word, myth number 2 is what she said. Myth number 2, and then basically says that it's not a myth and that it is absolutely true. That majority of people at the top make the most money. But that's how it is in every business, right? Is that majority of people make all the money at the top. The difference is that when you go to work for a company, the way that they get you in is not basically lying to you, saying that you can make more than the CEO. But that is how they will portray it in an MLM, is they say you can make more than the CEO because the potential to make unlimited money is there. But yet when you get a job, they don't promise you that you can make more than the CEO. They don't say you can make more than the president and people at the top. I mean, you can work your way up for sure, but they're not getting you into the door and lying to you and saying you can make unlimited money and make more than the CEO. That's not what they're doing. So it's just interesting to say myth number 2 is that people at the top make the most money. No, that's not true. Wait a second, yes it is. That is the thing, and that is why I love doing these like MLM myths, MLM misconception videos, because I don't think there has been a single person yet who has talked about a myth or a misconception that we know of in the network marketing MLM world and them debunk it. Because all these myths and misconceptions, they're not that. They are fact. They are spread around and known because it's true. And now we have the same woman who's going to share a different myth with us. So let's see if this one's actually a myth or not.
The third myth out there is that you've got to get in early in order to have success. That is simply not true. It is not a saturated market. We have more people turning 18 every single day. I challenge you is if you are looking at the network marketing business, if you are already involved in the network marketing business, definitely stick with it because it can be a game changer for you and your life.
So her thing is that it's not in, what was the myth? God, it's like my brain just, the third myth out there, is that you have to get in early. So that's not a myth. If you look at majority of people who are in the top of any MLM, they will say like, I have been in here for 15 years, for 10 years, for 30 plus years, or I was already in a network marketing company when I switched over to this one. And that does benefit them. That is where the other benefit of getting in early is good for you, because like, let's say certain MLMs start to go under or they don't like how things are going, they will jump ship to a different MLM and bring all their downline with them, and they'll get into a new MLM. So they'll get in early and they'll bring in all these people with them, and it helps them. But when your whole thing is that it's not a myth that you need to get in early, don't worry, there's people turning 18 every day. If that's what you need to rely on, is people who are turning 18, you need to manipulate people who are still in high school or just exiting high school in order for you to see success. That's not right. Especially when you know how much time, energy, and money goes into an MLM business, and you want to pull in young people just for your benefit. That's incredibly wrong. That's a very that's a disgusting mindset to have. It's like there's people earning 18 every day. So you're totally fine with manipulating people and having them start out in the job world in debt. You have no issue with that. Walking into their adult life in debt, and you see no issue with that as long as you are able to rise up in the ranks and make a bunch of money. That is not a good mentality to have. I think this whole people turn 18 every day thing is a gross mindset to have for sure. Is that you're like, oh, I can't find people in my age range or in my hometown who want to do this. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe there's a reason you can't get people involved around you because they don't want to do it. So instead, you're going to manipulate someone who's maybe never heard of this, convince them with all the lies and the potential because you need money. It has nothing to do with them. And then their whole thing will be like, if they, oh my God, it's just wrong to be thinking like, oh good, people are turning 18 every day. So people who are legally children yesterday, tomorrow you can take advantage of them in a financial way. How do you think that's okay? How do you hear somebody who is very well into their adult life saying, don't worry, take advantage of 18-year-olds? You're fine with that? That's the kind of business you want to be a part of? Moving on from our MLM misconception myth lady. I mean, I always have to add in the misconceptions and myths into every Top Fails video because I never know, like, I feel like it doesn't fit as like its own video. I think I have done it as its own video before, but I just feel like it works really well in the Top Fails video, and I always have to add them in because, I mean, it's just different people trying to debunk the same myths and not doing it. You're not doing it. They have yet to do it. And it's like, if you have to constantly get online and defend the company that you're a part of, then maybe you shouldn't be a part of that company. Like, that's just how I see it, is that if you constantly have to defend yourself, the business that you're in against not being a scam, or it's got so many myths and misconceptions attached to it, maybe don't be a part of that business, because that just sounds exhausting to me. So moving on from her, the video we are going to be watching, if you guys watched my last react, not the Reddit react, but I believe the one before that, it is the same host we have here. I ended up finding out that she is a part of It Works. She never said it in her video then, and it took a tad bit of digging to find out what MLM she was in, because again, a lot of times they don't ever say what MLM they're in, and to me that's definitely a red flag. Like, if you're so proud and you love the company that you work for, then proudly share what it is. Proudly state that you are an It Works consultant in your profile. If you are not embarrassed to be known to be working for that company, and that you are proud of it and will scream it from the rooftops, then proudly display it in all your videos and all your descriptions and all of it so people know that you're a part of it. I think when you are sneaky and you don't really say up front what you're in, you just talk about like, oh my God, I'm able to have so much money thanks to my job, thanks to the business that I started. And then people really look into it and you're like, oh, you just joined an MLM company. You didn't actually start a business. It's not yours. Like, there's some sketchiness going on there. So the host of this call, or the video, will be about the same host as the previous video. So if she looks familiar, that is why.
Think about starting a business, but you're so worried that people are going to judge you. Let me tell you a story. Hey guys, my name is Mama 2 from Western Canada, and I drove a truck for over 16 years. That was the only way I knew how to make money. I wanted out. And I found a way to make money online. I wasn't too sure yet, but I wanted to give it a shot. This is what happened. My spouse, my friends, and my family were awful to me about it. They used words like scam, pyramid scheme, you're gonna lose money, why are you doing that? But finally, I just did it anyway because nobody else is paying my bills. What I learned is it's okay. Like, something like this is definitely not for everybody, and not a lot of people understand it until they learn it. But I'm telling you, I don't drive a truck anymore, and I haven't clocked in anywhere for 5 years because I learned how to do this online. As for support, you're gonna find that your friends and family typically do not support you until you've had success. So go out and get your success. You're going to find that there are thousands of other people just like you, either have done it or are learning just like you, and they are making incredible money. Comment teach me if you want to check this out, no pressure.
So it looks like, again, she's not stating what she does. She's saying, do you want to start your own business? Joining an MLM company is not starting your own business. I don't know how many times we have to say that, but I feel like until they stop saying it, then we will stop saying it. Joining an MLM company does not mean it is your own business. And this is incredibly misleading, and because to people who do start their own businesses, it is scary. It is up in the air, and you're not sure what you should do and how you should go about it. So if you stumble across a video like this, you're like, oh, maybe she can teach me some of her ways. Maybe I can learn from her of how to start my own business. But in reality, she just signed up for It Works, and she just promotes another person or a huge company's products. That is what her job is sharing, promoting, and selling another huge company's products. It is not her products, it is not her business, none of that. So it's incredibly misleading. And I think it's also ridiculous to say, like, oh, well, my husband, my mom, my friends, they all doubted me. They all told me I'd be a part of a pyramid scheme and a scam. If you're looking to start your own business, people usually don't say that you're joining a scam when you are looking to start your own business. But if you are looking to join an MLM, then those words are usually associated with that for a reason. There is a reason that when people hear MLM, they immediately think pyramid scheme, because they're very closely related. There are some loopholes that they get through to where they technically aren't, but when they're so closely related, I think that's a problem. And I think that people have a right to be like, hey, I've heard really bad things about this. Maybe you should actually look into it on the other side. A lot of times these MLMers will be like, I did all this research. And it's like, you did the research on a bias level. You wanted to see why it would work for you. I feel like they so rarely will look at why it doesn't work because they want it to work, which is understandable. I get that. But, saying like, ignore your friends and family when they tell you to, do some research, ignore all the red flags, ignore this and this because it worked for me. It's like, okay, but who are you? I don't know you. I don't know who you are, random stranger, and you want me to trust you, random stranger, over my friends and family. And that is what I get from this a lot. And that is what happens a lot in the MLM world, is that they want you to believe them. You are a stranger, depending on the situation, of course, but a stranger is making a video online saying like, oh, well, my friends and family, didn't support me and they didn't understand and all this, but I made it big. And so somebody who's like, well, I was looking into something like this and my friends and family are telling me it's a red flag and that I shouldn't do it. So I'll believe the random stranger over my friends. And I don't think that that is a good mindset to have, because the only reason that the random stranger is telling you to not listen to your friends and family is because it financially benefits the random stranger when you don't listen to your friends and family. That I had added this one to my list for this video. Like, I remember I stumbled across this video and I was like, what is happening? What is this? So I will read you what the video, the text in the video. So it looks like it's like an Instagram reel, and so down in the bottom it says, need some support in your in your network marketing business, and then answer. I don't know if you would like put a question there. I'm not quite sure. So it says POV. You can build a 6-figure income in network marketing without recruiting other leaders. And then it keeps going, and it says, eventually, after 15 seconds, says, how? I'm not sure what her working out has to do with what we're talking about here, but I find this very funny. And then it keeps going, she's still working out, it still says how, and then eventually the answer pops up after 45 seconds, and it says raise up and build new ones, develop new influencers. So the answer to, see, I don't even remember what the first question was because it took so long. Okay, you can build a 6-figure income in network marketing without recruiting other leaders. And the answer is that you raise up and you build new ones, you develop new influencers. So I'm guessing you, like the people who join you who are below you, you teach them along with you how to be a leader. So then technically aren't you recruiting other leaders then if you are eventually turning them into a leader? So you recruited them and then they became a leader. It's just like the answer to this isn't an answer. It's just, I just found this so funny because I was watching this and I was like, okay, maybe something will come of it. And it's like, it, I guess, technically did. Like, the nothing answer we got 45 seconds later did appear. But why did this take a full minute to get to an answer, basically? And also, what does this have to do with what the topic of the video, or, you know, the POV was? It's just, I don't know, I just found this really funny and random, and I had to share it. I found it, so you gotta see it too. Okay, so this is the last video, technically, and the longest one. This is a video of someone who was in the MLM, used to be MLM, Saint, and for those who don't know, you may not have heard that Saint has decided that they no longer want to be an MLM company. They will be dissolving their MLM structure of their company. And so having leaders and recruiting and all of that we dislike in the MLM world, they will no longer be an MLM. They instead, the only way that they can make money in Saint is they get a commission based off of the sale of products, and I am all for that. I am 100% for that. I think that is a fantastic, that's what we want. I have no issue with people making money, talking about products online, none of that. That is not the issue. The issue is almost never the products. Of course, there are some loopholes, and of course they will exaggerate how amazing and wonderful the products are, and that again is just more based off of people and the way they go about this. Is the main issue of it. Or, well, the main issue is the structure, but the fact that, you know, people will exaggerate the products, also an issue, but again, that's a separate thing. It's the fact of people recruiting and recruiting and recruiting and recruiting and making the majority of their money based off of how many people they have below them and not based off of how many sales they have made in the company. So I think that Saint changing their business structure is great news, but on the other hand, that means that a lot of these top leaders are losing a huge portion of their income, and I am very sure that that is terrifying, that is scary, and it is upsetting, and I think that they're in a very much an unknown at the moment, so I think they are getting online and just sharing how they feel. Our host here, you will see how devastated and upset she is, but the whole reason I'm reacting to her is not to make fun of her, laugh at her, and say, well, what did you expect, sort of thing. It's more just going to be based off of what she is saying and going off of that and kind of using it as an example of this can happen in any MLM. This is not just a one-off thing, and in fact, we have already seen that. The MLM Rodan and Fields has decided that they no longer will have an MLM structure as well. So within a 1 month period, 2 MLMs have decided they no longer want to have the MLM structure. So this can happen at any point in any MLM. And these people who are claiming that it is their own business and they're in charge and they make their own hours, it really isn't, because, you know, overnight, essentially. I mean, of course, they what I've been seeing a lot in these Saint or Rodan and Fields reps is they say, you know, overnight with no warning, everything just dropped overnight. And the email that they got, yes, happened overnight and they didn't know that they were going to get it. But for Saint specifically, it's not until October that the MLM structure is going to be no more. So for the next like 2-3 months, they still are going to make money off of their downlines. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to start looking at other MLMs changing and going from there. But it's not an overnight thing. They no longer have the MLM. They're giving them time to figure out what their next move is. But I get that they are probably just saying it as they're so shocked that this would happen that it does feel like overnight they now have lost all this money. But that's not true. They are giving them time to figure out what they want to do next. So with all of that disclaimer, and I feel like a little bit of backstory, let's just get into what she has to say.
Hey everybody, hi. Let me know if you're watching the replay. Say hi. Sorry, I have probably wet spots on my hoodie. I have been getting an amazing amount of messages, and though I was going to take a little bit of time to process all of the information from yesterday, I figured I should come on, explain what's been happening, because I guess leaving those stories that kind of say, you know, things are tough and not giving any context makes people confused, and I don't want to do that. So I tried to gather up myself and come on here, and I should have brought Kleenex, but I didn't. So I just got off of a live, which I wanted to do with my team first before I talked about, you know, any of the things with anybody else, because my team heart, are my people, and I love them so incredibly much, and that's going to be the hardest part for me. So I'll explain what has happened. And I'm sorry, I don't often cry. I consider myself to be a pretty strong person, but this is really hard, and that's okay. It just shows how much I loved it. I really did love it. So, in case you didn't hear, the company that I've been with for 6 years, you know, I share about the makeup because I truly, truly love it.
Interesting. So she still won't even say the name of the company. It's still always the company, the business. It's never like, what is the name of the company? You love it so much. It says Team Heart, and then it's got the Saint logo in the middle. Like, you still won't say the name of the company, even though in your mind, essentially, they've screwed you over. So it's like, I feel like you still can say it. I mean, I don't know if she's decided to leave or not, but she's definitely upset with them, which is, again, understandable. Like, I don't think that you should rely on having a huge team in order to make money. That's not how you should be living your everyday, because, again, stuff like this, what we are seeing right now, this is so unknown, and you don't have any control over this. So, in this, yes, if somebody has their own business, depending on the circumstances, unknown things out of their control can change everything. Like, obviously, for so many YouTubers who do this full time, if YouTube decide to close down tomorrow or decide they don't want to, you know, pay people for ads on their video, which they could do, and then so many people would be out of money. That is completely possible. Or like people who do, you know, reselling online or selling crafts and stuff online, like those sites could decide to go down tomorrow. But that's a different sort of circumstance. This is getting so many people involved and dependent on one another. You know, obviously, I guess YouTube videos would be different, but like, you know, with people who sell stuff online, you know, you can go to crowd. There's other alternatives. And I guess arguably there are other alternatives for the Saint or Rodan and Fields reps to just jump ship and go to a different MLM, bring their team along with them. So there is a different circumstance behind it. But for me, it's like, but what if the same thing happens in that MLM? What if they decide they no longer want to have the MLM structure, which they have the right to do? And so this shows that things are so up in the air. What they believe to be a constant in their MLM has changed, and that can happen everywhere else. And I have seen a lot of other MLMers saying like, hey, oh my god, I feel so bad for my Saint and Rodan and Fields babes. You know, you guys should come over here because we'll never change. We'll never be different. How do you know? They probably would have said the exact same thing if situations were in reverse. So you don't know for a fact that your MLM will never change, because I'm sure they would have said the exact same thing. This is showing that this is not a constant and that anything is possible and anything can change because they are just independent contractors. They have no legal rights essentially to this change and this information. And I think a lot of them who are higher up believe that they had a right to know and they should have had a say, but you don't, because it's not your business. You don't get a say.
Like, I really do. And I didn't get into this for any type of commission. I didn't know it was a commission-based thing. I just got it in the mail, and I know this makes me sound really naive, but I had no idea that I would make commissions from selling makeup, and I had no idea that when you make a team, you get commissions from your team. All I knew was I loved something, it made me feel confident, and when I started building a team, I felt like I had a family, and I felt a sense of belonging, and that was with my team that I, worked so hard for the last 6 years to build. And Saint announced yesterday in an email, a generic email, that they are canceling they're dissolving the teams, and it's going to move to strictly a personal commission base, which is great, and I have a lot of customers, and I'm so thankful for that. But where my heart was with my team always. And
now I understand being upset that they are getting rid of the teams, but saying like my heart is with my team, and I feel like she's probably going to go into this thing that she was just here for her team and she loved her team, and being able to wake up every day and talk to her team. It's like, just because they're getting rid of the, team aspect, why does that mean that you no longer can talk to these people and lean on each other for support and do all of this? And it's because they're upset that they can no longer make money off of these people. And I completely get that. And it's also the fact that they did work hard. They worked, a big part and the push is get a team, make a team, get as many people below you, and it seems like all of that hard work is now for nothing, because it essentially is. It is for nothing. And you turned all of your customers into competition, but at least that competition you were still financially benefiting from. You were still getting money because they were part of your team, and every time they sold something, you got some commission from that. But now that you've turned all of those customers, I assume most of the people started out as your customers, they are now not, why would they just stop, when they can make money from other people? Why would, they just all of a sudden turn into your customer again when they can buy from themselves and get at least some sort of money back, basically get a discount for being a part of it still. They're not going to stop doing that and buy from you anymore, and you're not going to get money every time they purchase makeup for themselves. That's going to be all on them. So I absolutely understand being upset, and I absolutely understand feeling like it was a waste of time. You did all of this hard work and created this team for nothing, but at the same time, you're almost being upset and being like, oh my god, my team is no more. It's like, well, you guys can still talk to each other. You guys can still support each other. You guys can still support each other's wins and do all this. Like, just because the teams no longer exist does not mean you don't need to talk to each other anymore.
And it was just like my family, and getting to see their successes every month and the changes in their lives.
But that shouldn't go away just because the team thing doesn't happen anymore. Just because you do not financially benefit from their successes anymore doesn't mean that should stop. That's also where, it's like this logic of, oh my god, my teams are going to disappear, and all their hard work and success, I can't enjoy it anymore. Why not? Why can't you? Is it because you're not financially benefiting from it anymore? And that's kind of where I hear that. It's like they're upset because they can't financially benefit from other people's hard work anymore. And they may see it as that. They may lie to themselves and not see it as that, whatever the case may be. But it's like, if you guys are so close and you're family and you're a unit and you're all of this stuff, you're a clan and a tribe and whatnot, if all of that is true, then none of that should change just because you can't financially benefit from them.
I just felt like a proud mom.
Oh, and also stating that your team is like your family, so you financially benefiting from your family was a totally okay, positive, good thing. It's like, if you are upset because you're not a team anymore, it shouldn't matter. You can still be in your group chat. You can still talk to each other and support and help and all of that. It shouldn't change anything. And they're still your family, but yet the only difference is that you can't financially benefit from them anymore, which would actually make you more of friends and family, because most of the time in most people's families and friendships, they don't financially benefit from each other. They just support each other and they're there for each other because they love each other, because they're family and they're friends. It has nothing to do with a financial transaction of how much they love each other.
I really felt so proud of all of them. And I poured a lot of time and energy and love into that team, and I hope those girls felt it. I mean, I'm sure I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay, but I really hope that those girls felt loved and encouraged and supported and all of the things. So what this means for a lot of people, especially people who poured everything into team building, is those incomes are completely gone as of October 1st. And I'm really lucky to have a really big customer base and to teach and show this makeup that actually I truly really believe in, and it's really changed my confidence level, and I believe that it can do that for everybody. Like, it's so simple and it just is amazing. And I'm going to, of course, continue selling it and talking about it and representing it. But does it mean that I'm terrified for my family? Yes. Yes, I am. It's going to be a big, rude awakening. I've already been cracking my books, trying to figure out how much overtime we've got to work and what we've got to do to keep things afloat. So if you anyways, if you're a customer of mine, thank you. And I'm so sorry I'm not going to be able to see these comments when Instagram clears, and I really want to read them because every comment and every word means so much to me. It was insulting the way that it was shared. I actually found out through another MLM company. I woke up to a message saying, "Oh my gosh, I just heard, I'm so sorry." And I personally have sold almost $2 million of makeup for the company, and my team has sold over $7 million, this amazing team of mine. Over $7 million, and we are everyday women. Everyday women. We are not influencers. We are just moms and wives and sisters and friends just doing it. And you just think you'd get a little more respect, I guess. But
then that shows you that it's not your own business. And I guess what respect, like, they sent out a mass email and they are giving you guys time. It's not like they said overnight, we have ended the teams, you don't get to benefit from anymore, you don't get anything anymore. I guess, yes, it is a short time frame and it does suck, and basically they're being laid off in a sense, but it's like, unfortunately, this does happen a lot. Getting laid off sucks, and a lot of people don't even get the benefit of having time to figure out what their next move is. Like, they still get a 2-month time period of making money from their team and figuring out what their next move is, what they want to do, how they want to go about this. There are people who get called into managers' offices and they're like, hey, we no longer need your position, and as of today, you're done. I'm sorry. Thank you for working for us, but that's it. And that's the amount of time that they have. Is they went into work thinking everything was fine, and about 10 minutes after they clocked in, everything is over. Everything's done, and it's not the same. So this is actually more respect than some people even get. They should be at least grateful for that. I know this is, within probably a 24-hour period that she just got the information, so she feels like it's so sudden, it's so new, it's so, oh my god, so devastating. I mean, we can see how genuinely upset and scared she is. Now, I believe it's, for the money reason, and it's totally understandable. I totally get it. And could they have maybe gone about it a different way and at least given them a heads up that something was maybe in the works a while ago? I suppose. But at the same time, because they're independent contractors, they're not employees, it doesn't matter. The company can decide to do whatever they want without the say of any of these people. And they did. And this shows that they are not their own boss babe business owners, because they had no idea that the business was going to do this.
I've just got to deal with trying to figure out life, trying to figure out my emotions, trying to figure out my self-worth. And I think a lot of people, I've had probably over 60 messages asking me to come to other companies, and while I appreciate you seeing
we're going to talk about this after this video, is other MLMs seeing this as an opportunity for them. Being like, oh my god, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. Why don't you come over to me? Because they see it as financially benefiting for them. So other MLMs are seeing this as like a good thing. They will pretend like they're not. They'll pretend like they're just here to care about you and help each other out. They're seeing this as a financially good thing for them, and that's disgusting. This is a similar kind of experience to when COVID happened, and a lot of people were losing their jobs or being laid off, or their hours were being cut. And so many people in MLMs were seeing it as a financial win for them. They're like, oh, you got your hours cut, or your job, let you go because of whatever reason, COVID, or you don't want to go to work because of this, and so they let you go, whatever. They're like, oh, well, come over here because we work from home and we do this, and, COVID doesn't affect us. It was so gross. And I'm basically seeing it all again in other MLM companies. They are seeing this thing of Rodan and Fields and Saint not being a part of MLMs as a financial benefit to them. They're like, oh, well, come over here. Oh, come over here. Oh, we'll help. We love you. It's gross.
Potential in me. I never wanted to be a salesperson. I really didn't. And I get messages every day asking me, and I only talk about the things that I truly would use and I truly love, and I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it to change lives, and I'm in it if I truly believe in something.
She just said she's not in it to make money, but yet, 4 minutes ago, wasn't she saying, like, she's like, I had to open up my books and figure out how much overtime we have to do and all this stuff, and it's like you'll make it about money, but then turn around and then say it's not about money. It's like, it's still that MLMer mindset of like, I'm not here for the money. I'm not here to do it for the money, but then how am I going to make money? This is going to change my life. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Like, that's why she's crying, is because she's scared about the loss of money. but yet then turns around and says, I don't do this for money.
And I do believe in the makeup. I really do. It's the best makeup I've ever found, and I'll stand by that, and I will keep trying it. But thank you for thinking of me during this time, but I just can't move into something just because of scarcity, just because I need to make an income. I want to make an income from what I believe in. And if that happens, great.
See, so she's open to joining a different MLM company, which there are other makeup-centered MLM companies, and I think that from what I saw online was that a lot of these like larger Saint reps, some of them were saying that they were going to jump to a different MLM and do different things. I believe Olive Tree is a very common one that a lot of them are going over to. But a lot of them are like, I'd never leave. This makeup is amazing. I'll just still, sell it and sell it to my customers and all this. But I just have a feeling that a lot of these people are saying they're not going to leave and they're still loyal and all this. Come October, we'll see if they still stand by that or if they have jumped to a different MLM and said the classic cliche of this is the greatest business I've ever been a part of. I've never felt this way about makeup. This is the greatest makeup of all time. I've never experienced anything like this before, which is word for word what they said in the previous MLM. So it's like it's just a constant circle of saying the same thing in whatever MLM is paying them for whatever it is, because it's not about the products, never really has been. It just is about growing a team and making money from that.
But that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about I'm losing my family. And I'm sure I'm going to be losing customers, which terrifies me. I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm so sad I can't see these comments. Please comment on the replay. It would mean so much. And I feel like a fool. I'm not an emotional person online. I really hide my feelings well, and I actually haven't cried until this morning. But I guess this is the risk that you take, right? I still have my nursing career, and I was going to go back to palliative care to help people pass on in their next life.
See, that is actually helping people. That is actually doing something to help people. Having, selling a massive company's makeup is, I guess it can help people feel good about themselves in a certain way, sure, but it's like, their whole thing is like, they're changing lives. It's like, makeup is makeup. But being a nurse and helping people in that way, that is actually changing lives. That is actually being helpful and making a difference in people's lives. Those are two different things. Selling makeup and being a nurse, two different things in the way of helping people and changing lives.
Feeling amazing and feeling loved and feeling comforted and pain-free, and that's what I was missing in my life. But I didn't know that I would be missing a family of women. I really care about these ladies. I really do. And I know we're going to still support each other, and I know...
Then if you're still going to support each other, then why are you crying like you're never going to talk to them? Like because Saint is getting rid of the team aspect that they have now cut you off from each other. That's not what has happened, but that's how you're making it out to seem. And so it's like you have to read between the lines, and you are just upset that you can't financially benefit from them anymore. But of course you're not going to say that. It's like if you still are going to support them, you're still going to talk to each other, then you're losing out on nothing if that's all that you care about.
I'll be following them wherever they go, and I'll be following their journeys and being their biggest cheerleader. But I finally felt like I belonged somewhere, and it's just kind of been ripped out. So, that's life for me right now. I'm embarrassed that I'm emotional, but this is real life, and there are thousands of women going through the very same thing right now. So if I can give you any source of comfort, and that, we're all feeling it and we can all be in it together, then I've done my job. And just thank you so much for all of your support. And even if you weren't part of the team and you're following along the Team Heart journey, thank you. It meant so much to me. And I really hope that I still have, customers and I can still keep my business afloat. So I love you all. I really do. And stick with me. And thank you. I hope you guys have a great day.
Bye, Saint MLM lady. So before I get into ending this and commenting about that, I wanted to show this video as a follow-up to that video. So I said it was kind of like the last video, only because I wanted to show this video.
Now I won't know her way for calling you. I said I was through, but I'm done. Inside, got my head in mess. Girl, I confess. So now I said I'm leaving and not coming back.
That was a bunch of Unique the MLM Huns, and now I'm going to read through what this TikTok says. So it says, devastating news for some network marketing companies as downline payments are on hold, shifting to affiliate marketing only. Which is interesting because so many times we hear them say this is just affiliate marketing, that's all this is. But now that it is only affiliate marketing, they're upset about that. So just pointing that out. And then it goes on to say, in the midst of uncertainty, we at Unique stand strong. And then it says, our amazing team collaborates seamlessly and our corporate support is unwavering. And then it says, if you need a new tribe, we welcome you with open arms, embracing your expertise and spirit. So basically, like I was saying earlier, is that these other MLM companies are seeing this as a win and a way for them to make more money, and basically saying like, well, in our company, it's different. Our company would never just all of a sudden get rid of the MLM aspect of things. That's what's so important. We care about you guys, and we care about team aspect and tribes and welcoming you with open arms, and saying in the midst of uncertainty, we at Unique stand strong. Just so they know, tomorrow, Unique could, the same exact thing could happen. Or Unique as an entire MLM business could close down, which has happened to other MLMs. Like, that is at least a difference with Saint and Rodan and Fields, is that all that's changing is they cannot financially benefit from a team anymore. You still can make money selling the makeup. If you have so many loyal, wonderful, amazing customers and you just want to sell the makeup and change people's lives that way, none of that is changing. The only thing that's changing is you cannot make money from having downlines anymore. So I would think that they should view this as a sign to not join into another MLM and basically completely depend on having a massive downline below them, because that could be taken away from them tomorrow. And Unique acting like this could never happen to them, this would never happen to them. They don't know. They should see, other MLM companies should see this and probably start looking at other options, because this can happen at any point to any MLM and they don't get a say. They are so blinded in their MLM company that this could never and will never happen, which, like I said, if this was only happening to Rodan and Fields, I bet Saint would be saying like, we're strong over here, this is amazing. And for all we know, I don't 100% know, but I believe that, the Rodan and Fields news came 2 weeks after the Saint one. There was probably people in Rodan and Fields trying to recruit the Saint girlies over to them, because they're like, this would never happen to us. We stand strong and we stand with us and team aspect and all that, and our company is all of this. And then the same thing happens. So it's like, they're claiming this could never happen to them, but it definitely could, and just seeing what is happening with Saint, Rodan, and Fields should show them that this MLM structure, this boss babe world can change tomorrow. And they don't get a say because they're not boss babe business owners. They don't own the company as much as they truly want to convince themselves that they do. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this top fails video. I definitely know that I did. Top fails are always a lot of fun to do, and just, I compile different videos throughout just my time, and just whenever I feel like doing a top fails video, I do it. So I really want to try and do more if I can. So if you guys ever see clips or pictures or whatever, I always have a link to my email that you can send that to in the description. So if you ever want to see me react to content that you see, or you just want to send it my way because you think it's ridiculous, whether I put it in a video or not, I'm okay with that too. So with all of that, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything anti-MLM in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!